Good afternoon. Welcome to the last lecture of Module 2. This is GSP 1201-2201 Use of English for Group F, Faculty of Law. The instructor is Dr. Ezuruike from the Department of English and Literary Studies, Bayero University, Kano. This is Lecture 3 of Module 2, Basic Grammar. The lecture continues from punctuation. Punctuation is the placement of the accurate non-linguistic marks in written sentences to enable the reader understand the text. Punctuation indicates the divisions between sentences and parts of sentences. Punctuation also makes understanding of a written text a lot easier and makes interpretation accurate. We have different types of punctuation marks. There are 3 types of punctuation marks. We have the initial punctuation marks. This includes the capital letters used at the beginning of a sentence. We have the medial punctuation marks. These are used in the middle of a sentence. They are comma, colon, semicolon, dashes, hyphen, apostrophe marks. We have the 3rd type of punctuation mark, which are known as the terminal punctuation marks. These are terminal punctuation marks which are used at the end of a sentence. They are full stop, question mark, and exclamation mark. The full stop. This is the first punctuation mark we are looking at. It is also known as a period, and it is used in the following ways. The full stop is used to mark the end of a declarative sentence. A declarative sentence is a statement. For example, it is raining. All Bayero University students are to bring their dictionaries to the class tomorrow. The full stop is also used at the end of an imperative sentence if the imperative is not strong enough to require an exclamation mark. An imperative sentence is a command. For example, open the windows. Go and call me a doctor. Eat as much as you like. The full stop is used after abbreviations. For example, Andrew Kempis, PhD. We see the full stops used after the H of the PhD and then after the D because they are abbreviated words. Mr. T.M. Charles. We see that Mr. has a full stop after the R. The T.M., the T and M have full stops after the letters. This is to show that they are abbreviated names. Apart from using full stop in the names of people, companies and government agencies are often referred to by their initial letters. For example, we have NTA, NPF, NITEL, NITEL, BUK, MTN. All these require full stops after each letter to show that they are abbreviated. The question mark. The question mark is used after a direct question or a rhetorical question. A rhetorical question is a question which does not require an answer. Examples of direct questions are: when do you work to finish the work? How can I get to the post office? Do you know his name? Examples of rhetorical questions are: can a man ever learn from his past mistakes? How would I know that he would be angry? The exclamation mark. As the name implies, exclamation marks are used at the end of exclamatory sentences. For example, Come here if you dare. How wonderful. Oh, amazing. What a nice deal. The commas are used between words in a list. This means that they are used to separate words. For example, he has milk, sugar, biscuits, soap, and bottled water in his house. She came across a short, fat, ill-tempered fellow. We see that commas are used after every word in the list. Commas are also used to separate clauses in compound sentences. For example, the chairman arrived at the meeting on time, comma, and everybody stood up. The sun was not shining, comma, but still, comma, it was hot. The colon. Colon is used in a sentence to introduce a list. For example, the subjects I like are colon, English, geography, economics, government, and biology. The following school prefects have been appointed: colon, head boy, head girl, house captains, and a level prefect. Colon can also be used for an extension of an expressed idea or information. For example, we submitted our term papers to the teacher at different times as follows: colon, Adamu early in the morning, semicolon, Halima at noon, Muhammad in the evening. Colon is used for formal introduction of quotation. For example, commenting Bilkis's brilliant performance, the teacher said, "You are a pride to my class." The semicolon. The semicolon is used to separate clauses in a compound sentence when there is no coordinating conjunction. For example, the farmer planted millet, semicolon, he did not plant rice. I told him to wait, semicolon, I did not tell him to wait. Here we see that the semicolon is used in place of a coordinating conjunction. We cannot use the semicolon and a coordinating conjunction at the same time. One is used in place of the other. The semicolon can also be used to separate clauses in a complex sentence which has but as a coordinating conjunction. For example, the trader has different kinds of goods, semicolon, but they are expensive. The apostrophe. In writing, we sometimes use contractions. That is, we omit a letter or some letters in a word. In most cases, when we contract a word, we combine it with another word so that we have a single expression. To indicate the place where the letters are missing or omitted, we use the apostrophe. For example, I don't know. The apostrophe is used after the N before the T to indicate an omission of O. Adam won't come. The meeting will be held at 4 o'clock. O apostrophe clerk. The apostrophe shows an omission of F, of clerk. I'm sorry to hear that. Apostrophe is used after the I before the M to indicate an omission of am. We also use the apostrophe with letter S after a noun or pronoun to form the possessive. If the noun is singular, we place the apostrophe before the S. If the noun is plural and it ends in S, the apostrophe comes after the nouns. For example, the young boy's cap is blue. The apostrophe comes before the S because the noun boy is singular. The girl's shoes were well polished. The apostrophe comes after S in girls because it is a plural. The capital letters. We use a capital letter for the first letter of all proper nouns. For example, names of persons, names of places, names of countries, names of mountains, names of rivers, names of lakes, names of oceans, names of continents, names of months, and names of days of the week. Other uses of capital letter are: we use capital letter to capitalize the first letter of the first word of every sentence. That means we start every sentence with a capital letter. We capitalize the first letter of every line of poetry. We capitalize the noun, the pronoun I. We capitalize the first letter of the first word of opening and closing of a letter. For example, Dear Abdul. Dear is a first word in a letter and the D is capitalized. Yours sincerely. Yours is the closing of a letter, so Y of yours is capitalized. This is the end of the last part of the second module. This is the last lecture and the concluding lecture. Thank you for listening and click to enjoy Module 3. Thank you.